So if you follow me for a while, you know I like to cover affordable night vision. I feel being able to see at night gives you a huge advantage. There are drawbacks to the more affordable ones, but they're still a very adequate tool in your prepper toolbox if you know how they work and how to use them correctly. So today, I'm going to try one that's very affordable, and I've actually been very, very impressed with it. Really does a good job for the price point. These are the Apexel NV008 night vision binoculars. Let's check them out. Alright folks, welcome back. So I'm going to give you the pros and cons of these. As far as affordable night vision go, these are really good. I wasn't expecting this much. These run, and I'll tell you right off the bat, they run $184. I will give you a link to their site down below if you're interested in checking them out. And in case I forget any of the specs or anything on it, you can also check them out on that site there. But I gotta say, these things are pretty impressive. For the price point, I was shocked. I mean, I've seen these type of digital night vision go for $300–400. So, hey, I'm impressed. It was actually pretty darn good. Now, these are digital infrared night vision binoculars. They use a very ultra-low infrared illuminator to let you see in the dark. Now, right off the bat, we're going to roll in some footage as to why that may not always be great for you, because you can be seen with these. They're very, very noticeable, especially, say, somebody using a camera or a cell phone or whatever. They really show up. So let's roll in the footage and I'll show you why these can be seen at night. So you need to remember that when you're using them. All right, because I know a lot of people are going to ask about it. I'm actually using my cell phone to do this part of the video. I want you to see what these will look like. I have them on the top of my Jeep. This is what they'll look like if you're staring at them through the naked eye and or a IR camera. So you're not going to be completely stealthy, all right? You see that red light. It may not be as bright as others, but I just wanted to let you know and understand why some people find these to be a bit of a drawback because of the light, the IR illuminator. It will show up. All right, let's get back to it. So that's really the only con I can find with these. They are very visible. You saw on my camera there, you saw how bright they were. I just put them on the roof of my Jeep, and you could see that bright, bright light. Now, with the naked eye, it's not as bright. It still looks like a red light, though. So if you're trying to be stealthy with these, chances are somebody's going to see you and know that you're there. However, they can be disguised in other ways. But it does work very, very well, and not everybody's going to be going around looking for red lights after some kind of SHTF disaster. If somebody's using, like, say, Gen 3 night vision, yeah, they're going to be able to see you. Heck, if they're using another one of these, they're going to be able to see you. They're going to be able to see that red light. But you can still be pretty stealthy with them. And if your real interest is watching the area and surveilling an area, you can't go wrong. These use very high sensitivity, large pixel CMOS, okay? And that allows you to really, really get fine detail. The video that I shot at night, and I shot it, of course, last night, I gotta say, I was actually really impressed with it. For the price point on these, I expected, like, you know, grainy 240 image. It was really, really good. And again, I'm still new at using these, so I was still adjusting them a little bit, and I do apologize for the bumpiness. I put it on a tripod to begin with, and I was like, doing this. But you'll be able to see in the video that I took it off the tripod and just carried it around, and it's actually a pretty darn good picture. We have a lot of lights. People leave their house lights on here, so they kind of get in the way of the total darkness. Did manage to catch a little rabbit on it, so you can see the little rabbit hopping. But we'll roll that in a little bit. I want to give you a little bit of information on these first, okay? Now, this comes with a 4x telephoto lens plus a 3x digital zoom. So you still get some optical zoom there at 4x, and then the digital kicks in. Very, very nice. Was a little bit grainy when I zoomed all the way in. I was zooming in on the mountain, but, you know, that's to be expected at night vision, with your infrared illuminator, total darkness, zooming in on a mountain probably about 6–7 miles away. Not too bad. Really can't complain. You could still make out what was going on there. It does let you capture clear photos and videos in the dark. You can save everything on a memory card. The memory card goes here. One other little bit of information is you can charge the batteries. You see that USB-C plug there? You can charge the batteries, but this doesn't come with batteries. You will need to put in two 18650s. Again, this is a budget unit. Okay, and I just have two 18650s in there. This will also run through that little USB-C port on an external power pack. So if you don't feel like putting batteries in it, you can strap, rubber band, Ranger band, whatever, a USB-C power bank underneath it. And this thing will run for a very, very long time. Another neat thing about this that I found is the fact that it has a very deep viewing area, okay? A, it's not going to give off too much light, and you can adjust it in the menus. But B, if you wear glasses like I do, they fit right in here. So you're not taking your glasses off and bumping up against it. You've got all that room in there for your glasses to fit in. So if you wear glasses, this will definitely work well for you. That's one of the first things I noticed when I picked this up was, wow, I can actually use my glasses comfortably. I don't have to take them off and kind of squint. And it was really convenient, so I really like that feature on it as well. They are IPX4 waterproof, so they can be used in normal rainy days, but you don't want to immerse this thing in water, okay? Now in the menus, you can do all sorts of settings to these. You can do the timestamp on them. You can change the time. You also have the ability to lower this light. In extreme darkness, again, they're going to be seeing your IR illuminator, but they also, even if you have that pretty well disguised, maybe you have it near something else that's kind of bright, it looks like part of something else, they're going to see the reflection back here. Okay, so you can take this down very, very low, and I did last night when I was shooting the video, and I could still see it perfectly clear, but it wasn't as easy to reflect off my face and for others to see me. So, definitely a handy feature on it. The menus are very, very simple. This is very self-explanatory. You have a plus and minus, okay? You have your menu button there, your IR illuminator. There are 4 levels of illumination. Your OK button if you want to take a picture or if you want to do a video, and your power button. To turn the power on, you're just going to basically hold. You'll see a welcome screen, and then that will pop up. Of course, that's my counter there. The menu here, pretty simple. Let me give you a look at the menu. Now, let's see if I can find a way to block that. There we go. Now you can kind of see the menu. There we go. All right. So you can see it's a very simple menu. You're just going to scroll up or down, hit OK to choose. Very, very simple. You have a video size, so you can get it up to full HD. We will show you that video, don't worry. We have pictures, picture size, photo delay, timestamp, lower brightness. That's for your monitor here. You have a language on there too as well, so you can change the language. And to turn it off, you're going to push, hold, and off it goes. Real simple. So let's roll in the daytime footage. I want to show you what it looks like. This was taken maybe about 15 minutes outside of my house. Let's roll in the daytime footage and take a look at it. So, all in all, pretty impressive daytime footage. I really got to say, it looked really, really nice. I like the fact that you get that clear, crisp view. You know, with night vision devices, normally you're not going to get that, especially in the daytime, with digital. I'm not talking about Gen 2 and Gen 3. I have a Gen 2 Plus that I use that's very, very clear in both day and night. So, all in all, I got to say, it's a pretty neat system. It's really, really handy. And in the daytime, it does not disappoint. You can actually see very well in the daytime. And when I zoomed it in a little bit there, you saw me zoom in on the mountains a little bit. And I've got to say, pretty cool. All right, let's take a look at the night footage, okay? Let me roll in the night footage here. And remember, when I started, it was a little jerky because I had it on a tripod, and it was kind of jerking when I moved it. It's my old tripod, actually. This one's a new, the one I'm using now is a new, stronger one. So it's a little bit of a tinny tripod, so I did eventually just pick it up and carry it around. Let's take a look at that footage now. All right, so pretty darn impressive, I gotta say. Especially up close, I noticed the detail when I'm in my front yard. Now, these are naturally a little zoomed in to begin with, and in my front yard, it was like a really close-up shot of that little hump that I have the tree on there. So you do get a little more zoom just naturally without even zooming them in, and you could see the detail on it. I did like the fact that I was able to catch that little bunny rabbit by the car there hopping along, because again, you can tell motion, you can tell what it is, you can see what it is, and you can identify it. For like a neighborhood watch type thing after an SHTF type event, I would say they would come in handy. Definitely a way to keep an eye on what's going on in your neighborhood. During a power outage, unfortunately, I didn't have these when I had a power outage a few days ago, when there was a power outage in town. I would have loved to have taken these up to the area where it was completely black in town, because we have no street lights here. So when the power goes, it's dark. The houses aren't even lighting up the streets. It's just really, really dark. But I would think in a power outage or a situation like that, definitely a handy thing to have. A good way to be able to see what's going on in your neighborhood. Long-term type power outage, looking for maybe potential looters, potential troublemakers, definitely something handy. And if you've got enough of these, and at the price of this, you could probably afford to buy 2 of them, you can hand one out to a friend or a neighbor that you trust, and you can kind of keep an eye on what's going on after some kind of event or some kind of emergency. If you want to keep an eye on your livestock after hours when it's dark, definitely, awesome way to do it. You don't have to worry about your livestock seeing that red illuminator at all. So, definitely a cool little thing. I did mention that these have a tripod mount, and I left my old tripod mount in there by mistake for the video, and I realized why it was sitting up like that. So we're going to take it off, and I'm going to show it to you really quick. Let me just unscrew it. So there you go. Nice little tripod mount. It does actually, on a very, very light tripod. It's the Amazon Basics one I bought years ago. This one is far superior to what I'm using here now for the camera. But on the tripod, it actually balanced very well. I was afraid it was going to be back heavy, because this is the front, of course. And it wasn't. Now this, I would recommend using this eyepiece in the daytime. Okay, this lens hood. I would recommend using it in the daytime. I tried it without, and it was a little washed out. With this on here, because this lens is so sensitive, during the daytime, you got a really nice picture, and you saw that in the daytime video. It came out really, really clear and nice. In the day, without it, it's very, very bright. It won't damage the lens at all, but it does kind of make it a little bit too bright. This is your focus ring out here, okay, on the lens, and you can move that any way you want, in any direction, up to a certain point. There's the end there. And there's the end there. So you will be able to focus this very, very well. I didn't have any kind of problems with that. And all in all, I say for the price point, not bad. All right, you got a 4-megapixel camera up front, which is pretty darn good for an inexpensive unit. 1080p by I believe 30, which you can see when I rolled in the video from it. It is pretty darn clear for an inexpensive unit. You do get a nice case with it, which I like. I always like that because these. Everybody likes to think these are junk because they're not Gen 3. They're still electronic instruments, and you don't want to bang them around. So I like having a good case. It does come with a cleaning cloth. Okay, you get a charging cable for your batteries when your batteries are in there, and a strap for the case itself, as well as a decent little manual that will explain how to use this. But really, it's very, very simple. I did take a while getting used to the buttons, but after a while, it kind of gets intuitive. I've done so many of these that I forget where buttons are. After looking at it, I'm like, oh yeah, okay. This button down here in the front, the power button, if you push it short, it will switch between picture and video. And it will go black for a second and come back on a video screen, so you want to remember that. Anyway, all in all, I think this unit is a definite good bargain. It's inexpensive, does the job, works very well, and as you can tell from the video, pretty darn detailed for this price point. I gotta say, it's really shocked me. I've had more expensive units give me less quality picture at night and in the daytime. So, gotta say, definitely a good deal. I will put a link down below if you're interested in picking them up. The display size on the inside is a 480 by 360 screen definition. It is 2.3 inches. Your charging time takes about 4 hours. It will run for 6 on the two 18650 batteries. And your video sizes, you have an option, okay? And I was wrong. It's 1080p by 20. So 1080p by 20, 720 by 30, and VGA by 30. So you have options. If you want a smaller video, you can do that. Me, I just cranked the thing up to 1080p and showed it to you guys so you see what it looks like at its highest rating. Okay, so that's pretty much the video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I definitely am going to be playing around with these more. They're interesting. You know, I always keep a set of binoculars by my desk in case I have to look at something in the daytime, but I've yet to keep a set of night vision by my desk. This may be taking over that role, because that way at night, if I hear a loud noise, if I hear trouble outside, I can go, grab this and take a look right by my side. You know, I keep my other stuff locked up, my more expensive night vision units, you know, locked up in my storeroom. So this is kind of a grab and go type thing. The only real downfall to any types of this night vision, not just this company, is the fact that your illuminator will show up very bright. Matter of fact, if I turn it on here, let's pop it on real quick and I'll show you. As you can see there, even here, even in broad daylight with all these studio lights, you can see that. You know, that's pretty obvious. Now, when I mess with it and turn it off or down, that's off, and that's on low. See, that's its lowest setting. So you can still be seen, but really, you know, as long as you know that and you understand the limitations of a digital night vision device, you're really not going in the wrong direction. So, that is the Apexel NV008 night vision binoculars. They're digital binocular, digital night vision. They do display in HD. You can watch the videos on here as well. They do have an 800-meter detection range, so that's as far as you're going to go where these can recognize what's out there. So definitely a neat little system. And for those of you wanting to step your toe into the world of night vision without spending $3,000, because I understand for some people that's just not realistic. It's not going to happen. Having something like this could be your next best bet. Anyway, folks, I thank you for watching. Link for this will be down below. And remember, folks, all our other links are down below as well. We have our Amazon affiliate store. Anything that I review that's on Amazon, I will put in the store. Some of my older gear, if you see videos, if you're watching videos and go, oh, God, where do you get that? Check the Amazon store first before asking, because I put all of them in there. Even the older, what is it, influencer store, they call it. There's 4 different, you know, 4 or 5 different sections of my store. So you can check that all out, too. Now, next up, we have our freeze-dried wholesaler link. That link will save you 15% on your order. And you know, between fertilizer shortage, insane government policies, global conflict, all the circumstances are lining up for an epic and painful food shortage coming our way. All right? So experts think this is going to hit before Christmas. So now is the time to stock up on all our food links down there. We have our freeze-dried wholesaler. Like I said, they'll save you 15% just by clicking the link and shopping. Below that is our My Patriot Supply link. That's preparewithiridium.com. 4-week kit you save $50 on. And it was affordable to begin with, so that's pretty darn cool. And below that, our Thrive Life freeze-dried food store. If you're interested in trying out Thrive, definitely check them out. Anyway, folks, thank you for watching. Stay safe and stay prepared.